They got warehouses full of Bruce Beef. They would feed them children.
They're already losing $1 in all these sandwiches. They're giving me these coupons to get $1 off, plus the money it costs to print these coupons. Just make the fucking roast beef $1 fucking cheaper.
Just send the roast beef.
A half-pound big beef and cheddar to a starving kid. That's going to be the best meal he's ever had in his life.
Bro, beef and cheddar is one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. Shit. Shit is good.
Squad Pod. Squad Pod.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 42 of Squad Pod. We're very excited. Thank you, as always, for watching. Please click that subscribe button. I think we're just going to roll straight in. Vernon, I think, has got a juicy topic for us.
Juicy. It involves aliens
and
Obama.
Vernon, we're on the same wavelength
Thanks,
tonight.
Obama.
Juicy.
Okay, listen. This week, he was on the Late Late Show, okay? And he was asked the question about what'd you see? What do we have coming? Like, what do you know? And he said that when he got there, and he's quoted saying this before, he said when he got there, he asked them, he said, so do we have like a building with alien specimens? Like, where are the bodies? He said people went and looked into it. He said they went and looked into it. No, they didn't find anything. And I'm like, he's bullshitting. Whatever, you know what I mean? This is just him anecdote.
He had a dude come back to his desk with his secretary's head on it. He said, "Don't ask no more questions."
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was his answer.
I love how like the president is reporting to someone like they're gonna look into it for you. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then this is what he did say though. He's like, what is true is, and I'm actually being serious here, is that there's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what there are. You know, we can't explain how they move, their trajectory. They didn't have an easily explainable pattern. And so, you know, I think that people were still seriously trying to investigate and figure out what it is, you know? So, like, it's just kind of interesting how he didn't really... what do you expect? Do you expect Obama to just be like, oh, yeah, there's aliens? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not going to come out. You heard it here first. Like, there's aliens. You know,
if he's already not the coolest president to ever exist, imagine if he just came out and was like, aliens exist. Like, superstar. Dude.
Come here to tell you today, aliens exist.
I feel like if there were aliens, Bush would have blown it by now.
There's like all this stuff that's supposed to be disclosed in June too, like, you know what I mean, all these records that are supposed to be dropped, just like last year, like they have deadlines that they set, like where they're going to be dumping all this, like, so it's just interesting. Like, it's always makes me think, like, are they just slowly making people like more like desensitizing people to the idea
instead
of
being
exist.
One huge culture shock, have it like by the time it's actually revealed, we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
we all kind of figured it was there. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. By the time, because that's how I feel
instead
like the majority of people
already
think.
Aliens exist. They could panic. Panic.
Everybody's gonna be like, yeah. I mean, like, I kind of already thought that dude was an alien. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that. Like,
dude just comes out and rips a mask off.
It'll be like it's Rick and Morty, you know, where like aliens just kind of like living their own thing, and we'll just end up getting sucked into it somehow.
Cool, like, man. I'm down with it.
You know, I think it's crazy though, and I think we've talked about this before. Even if I don't necessarily believe there's aliens, like, you know, green men and spaceships flying around and stuff, I think it's crazy to not believe that there's not something else out there and that we know about it and just maybe aren't ready to. I mean, they might not be intelligent like us, but imagine if there's like a planet full of dogs or another planet of dinosaurs.
I think if you are a scientific mind that believes, and again, nobody's got proof of this, it's just, you know, like it's the Mac thing, like science is a bitch kind of thing, like that this infinite universe is going on and on and on and on and on and on. Like, if you believe that, how can you not believe that there's another form of fucking life? So it's either you believe in both or you believe in either. You believe like you are the sole like we're the sole thing.
Have you guys ever heard of like the Fermi paradox?
Just playing with a golf.
Not by name, at
No,
least.
what's that?
It's like the Fermi paradox. It's
Fermi.
like the thing where the universe is literally too vast for civilizations to ever meet each other. That's one of the
Yeah.
the
I
theories
see that.
out there.
I
You know what I
think
mean?
that's how
It's like
I
that.
felt.
The even single galaxies are too vast for any type of civilization to traverse, no matter
Yeah.
what. Like even a Type 3 civilization. You know what I mean? So there's all these
Imagine,
theories
like,
out
we could
here.
travel, if we could even travel at like 2 times light speed, it would still take us years to reach another, a planet that's habitable.
I
if
don't
Right.
think in
like-
our solar system there's any other life or civilizations, I'd say.
Yeah.
I think within every universe, cosmos, solar system, there's like that perfect planet
Earth.
where light
Yeah.
there's that
Yeah.
Earth where life
It's like
exists.
galaxy or some
Yeah.
shit.
Because we're such like a perfect equation. Like, and listen, and maybe my mind's just too small. Like, you think of like, Pluto and Neptune and shit and Uranus, like it's too cold, man. Shit's
Yeah.
freezing. Like nothing can live there. But
But you got to think
That's
about
the
the
life I
vastness
think
of
of.
13 billion years. You know
Sure.
what I mean? And the fact that humans have only really been around for like we have evidence of about 10,000.
100,000.
You know, yeah, you know what I mean? Like evidence
Yeah, more
of
than
that. Like so. Who knows what was here because Earth's been here fucking 5 billion years. So who knows what was here a million years? I know we got records and fossils and shit like that, but like even on this planet, shit could have been different. Mars could have been a lot different.
Sure.
Venus could have been a lot different.
Wow.
Like there
You
could have
think
been so much shit.
So
I think it's moving. Like
What do you mean?
a trillion years ago, gazillion years ago, like Earth was inhabitable, but like the sun was hotter.
Yeah, because
so like
it
those
was
planets, like
fucking
Mars
a
was a
ball
little
of-
bit better. So
It was a ball of molten rock.
That's
And
Just to
Mars
put
might have
into
been habitable at the
perspective,
point with oceans.
that's maybe.
So
I'm
if
with
humans
that.
have been around for 150,000 years, and that's like I think I added on some years there. And
Yeah.
because I think the universe
Minus
is
some
13.8 billion. That's it.
Mhm.
So we have been
How would
around.
anybody get that number?
By,
It's
looking
based
back
off of the
light
farthest
you
observable
see.
light, I think.
yeah.
So it could
Alright.
be bigger. It's definitely bigger.
That's
just-
what it's called, the observable universe,
Yeah.
because the light that's further away from that hasn't had enough time to reach us. Like,
Got
think about that shit, bro.
All
Like,
right.
light further away. So, like, people think it's further than that, but like that light hasn't had enough time in the 13.8 billion
Yeah, we
years
just
to reach.
won't see past it. Like that's
Right.
See, that's what I mean. Like that's what I was saying with like space travel and stuff. Like we have to be able to go so fast
so
just to travel across the Milky Way in a reasonable time frame. Like even if there was another Earth, in the Milky Way, it would just take us way too long. Look how long it takes us to get to. It's going to take us 8 months to get to the closest planet.
Right.
Like that's insane. We're never going to see
I really
unless they
think
come to
the
us.
vastness of space is one of the main reasons that we haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
I'm not saying necessarily we won't ever, but like because if there is civilizations that maybe aren't too far away, have good technology, they make because there's nothing saying we can't maybe make it to closer systems. It'll take a while, but even if we go like 0.9999 speed of light, it'll, like you said, it'll take 10-30 years to do that type of trip. But you know how they have all this sci-fi. Sci-fi is sci-fi until it turns
Put
into real life. You know what I
Motherfuckers, you
mean?
put
Like,
them in cryo chambers where they're
cryo
asleep for
chambers
20
and let 'em-
years.
exactly. That's you know exactly where I was going, Wyatt. Like sci-fi is sci-fi until it turns into real life. So like, who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah, have you seen that like eventually the Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy are going to collide, and in our sky, like if you're in like the desert, you actually see the Milky Way. Eventually, you'll actually see the Andromeda Galaxy.
You know, there's
along
a
with
chance
that.
that we like, and that this is millions of years away too. But
Mhm.
like, there's a chance that like when that happens, we won't even fucking note it. Like, there will be no change in anything because of how far away every single
Mhm.
little object in both of these galaxies are. There's like a chance, like because there's gonna be some collision and shit, but there's a chance that like we're either gonna get flung out of that bitch or not even notice anything. You
And
know,
getting
like,
flung out is going to take millions of years.
yes, exactly.
But yeah, like, so just to put it into perspective, how small we are on the scope of everything, we have been around for 0.0000108 of the entire like life of the universe that we know
Noble
of.
life of the universe. Yeah.
Like, and that's going back to like Neanderthals. Like humans have been around
You ever watch Cosmos?
I've never
I
watched
have.
Cosmos, but I've seen
I
a lot of
watched
Neil
it.
deGrasse Tyson.
He
stuff, yeah.
he starts it off by talking about the cosmic calendar. That's one of the bases of the entire first season. That's kind of what you follow. And January 1st is the Big Bang, and midnight on December 31st is like, and he says like 12:59, 59, and 59 seconds is that's all of human existence in that last second on the cosmic calendar. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like to just think of the perspective, like the size of it, man. It's
There's
ridiculous.
so much that has probably
How does-
happened. There's probably been thousands of us, that have existed already,
Billion.
and we're just the next one in line.
How does
chilling.
obviously there's hundreds and thousands of people that are theoretical scientists to do this, but how are they not just like having the same conversation of just like mind blown, like just like man, they're like we're this speck of a speck of
What
a
is my
speck right there.
purpose?
Like I
What
feel like
is
it's
my
gotta be one of the most like fun ass like I know it's like science, it's hard work. They do a very like hard job, but man, it's got to be a fun hard job, like just to
I
Imagine
think
love
of it.
the
discovering a
idea
planet.
of a scientist, bro.
Oh,
Like
so
the idea of somebody who literally takes apart things to figure out how they work. Like, you know what I mean? Like your job, your existence is to figure out how this shit works. How does it do that? Why does it do that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's another thing I want to refer back to this Cosmos show because it's one of my favorite shows ever. But like Neil deGrasse says in there, like every single human being is born a scientist, like with that wonder that like you try to discover literally everything, like, like, and I love that, man. Like I wish in another life I'd be a scientist, maybe.
And this is like
That's crazy, man. The universe is wild.
I know, man.
Great
It makes
stuff.
me fucking start. I could talk about that shit for a long. Oh man, don't
We
get me
gotta talk
started.
about it more because I feel like there's just so much that you can talk about that.
Right, like different. We can
Let's,
have a
let's
whole
hone in
breakaway
on
space
certain
podcast.
topics.
Space talk.
Space talk.
we're gonna have instead
No.
of Shark Week, we're gonna have Space Week.
Space
but we're gonna like
Week.
hone
Oh,
in
man,
on
that'd be-
each topic, dude.
Space month.
Space month. Fuck it, dude.
Every episode will be space related. At least have a space topic.
We'll have a space topic, but we just gotta hone them in a little bit because when you start talking about space,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's so vast.
Yeah,
Like it's such a vast conversation.
we went
It's hard to-
from Vernon talking about Obama to what's the meaning of life.
Yeah,
We got there
like-
pretty quick.
What are we, a speck? You know.
What is my purpose?
We got to not escalate that as quick as we do.
That's pretty
It's
much
hard.
all I wanted to say on the topic was
Yeah.
like Obama did address it this week. I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty interesting.
To move
like,
that back to like just more of a pessimist thing on the Obama thing, like, do you guys think, in just your knowledge of people, that it's possible that this government has even for like how long has America been around? 200 years, a little more.
Yeah.
Like, do you think it's possible, if we knew it existed, that they kept everybody so reined in that we don't know? Just put your pessimist hats on at this
Okay.
point.
I'm gonna say the same thing that I do with flat Earth, and that like I feel like there's no way that you can keep that many people because people are blabbermouths, and I just feel like imagine
Flat
if
Earth and aliens are two completely different.
well
things
no, but I
here,
just
though.
mean in the
Like,
same
Flat Earth-
spectrum. Like I don't
I'm
think
with
Yeah,
I don't
following
think you
your
can
logic.
keep that big of a secret without
but
someone
think
saying
about
something.
how much alien shit has leaked. You know what I mean? Like, think about and the fact that we're even having this conversation. It's not
Yeah.
like they're doing the greatest job of keeping it a secret. You know what I mean? So it's like it's still we don't have any hardcore evidence, I guess. But there's been pictures. There's a lot of shit that's been like, oh, that's not. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I'm
they
Oswald
just disregard it.
incident.
They
Oswald, New
disregard a
Mexico
lot of
and
shit. Like, oh, that was nothing. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I think it's very possible that but like the problem is having every single government in the
Yeah,
world
I
do
guess
it.
I'm
That's what I'm
not-
saying, man.
I'm
I
not
just don't have my
saying-
faith in people enough to be like, every single hierarchy of government, every single hierarchy leader. Like, listen,
Like
Trump
they
couldn't.
talk about it. At the
Trump couldn't
UN.
keep his mouth shut on Twitter for 5 minutes. You're gonna
But
tell him he
this
learned
is-
about aliens and
But
wasn't
this is
like-
America. You know what I mean? Like not every like there's a lot of other countries that were like there's not the same freedom of speech. You know what I mean? Like
I feel like
even
Russia's
today.
probably hiding more because Russia's big. So like
China,
China?
bro.
But in that thought process, then you have to think that every government was on the same like, oh shit, we got to keep this
I guess.
hush.
But,
Like
but
every
if we're even having this conversation and being so hypothetical, I'm gonna bring up the fact that what if there is an alien presence that's already addressed these governments and been like, listen, motherfucker, keep this shit quiet. You are our guinea pigs. We do experiments
We're
on
talking
you.
about
We pay you. We
hypotheticals,
give you
yeah.
technology. Here you go. Blah blah blah. Shh. You know what I mean? Like, just saying, man. Like,
Okay.
anything's possible.
I guess I want to say like they're definitely I feel like there is stuff that's being hidden. I don't want to
Sure,
I don't want
I
to
think
rule
we're
that
all
out
in agreement
completely.
there.
I think there's
We're-
probably a mind-blowing things that they are not telling us that, you know, even having this conversation would make our jaws drop. But
right.
I don't think it's as I'm kind of just going off of Alex's hypothetical. Like that there's
Such
just
pessimist.
this, like you said,
No, but,
Brian,
like-
I don't know if there's really like an alien overlord, you know, that's keeping us. But I'm not
I
saying
don't
it's
either.
not
I was just saying, like, because I was giving you an avenue of how it would be possible to keep them all quiet. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's the only way. If it's
That-
all
that-
contained with humans,
but like, see,
I don't
as
think
we were
so.
talking, I was halfway agreeing with you because I'm like, how would I fucking keep the whole government? You know, you're not going to be able
But
to keep Zimbabwe
world.
from telling
The
you about
fucking
aliens.
world.
You
the
know what I
only
mean? Like,
answer, aliens. The
Yeah,
only
but that's
way
what
that
I'm
we can
saying.
keep a secret about aliens is through
it'd be
aliens.
alien. Or if, oh man, don't get me started.
I just don't
I'm
think,
starting
like,
to dip into conspiracy
If it was
territory here.
all
Okay,
human related, like just hiding
That-
secrets, it's just and
too
you know,
hard.
and I think even like, you know, the whole thing like, well, if he talks, we'll kill him. Just think like, imagine if it was like one of us that was involved in that. If I went missing randomly, you know, like I feel like it would raise a lot of red flags, you know? Like imagine
Yeah.
it's just someone just
people go missing
disappeared.
every day, man.
I
go
know.
missing every day, man.
But
Things die every day. Be all right.
I think more of my pessimist thing is we talk about, like, you bring up the topic that Obama like asked for it. My skepticism is that there's no way they've been telling every single leader of every nation that these things exist for this many times. They're not doing it, you know? Like, if this shit is hidden beyond government.
Yeah.
This shit is
That's what I'm
private.
saying, though.
This shit's private sector, like the
like to the
government
point where
isn't
these
involved.
leaders don't even know.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think like Russia's hiding things and America's hiding things. I think there's maybe people hiding things, but it's like it's
That's what I'm saying. You're dipping into some conspiracy
if you
type.
guys
Yeah.
if you
you
guys
know.
are ready, this leads perfectly into what I was going to talk about.
all right.
tonight.
Let's move on. Good
So,
segue.
This is a great segue. So I have a story, and I watched a YouTube video that talked about this. So I'm gonna link it in the description. But it's actually about a conspiracy theory. So I would like all of you to just put your tinfoil hats on for just a second, okay? All right.
I love how the top of it isn't showing. Oh, okay.
Got
I
my
thought is there antenna on it? Because
There
No,
is an
no,
antenna. Don't worry.
Is there a antenna?
This
We
isn't
can't
my.
see it.
This is my first tinfoil hat. But okay.
I got the
So, have you guys ever heard of the light bulb conspiracy? Because I feel like
no.
I feel
I
like it's
haven't, no.
semi-popular.
Mm.
Okay. So I'm gonna preface this by saying this is actually a true conspiracy. Like it actually was proven that it happened.
Before you start,
Conspiracy.
I think we should totally do a segment every now and then where we're all wearing tinfoil hats going through conspiracies.
You know
Talk
what's
about
funny?
some
If not on the
wild shit.
podcast, but just like little videos, just make them like just conspiracy videos, I'd be all in.
Brittany
But
actually
continue.
said
I
I
just
should have
thought-
told you guys and that we all should have put them on. But
You could have
But
literally
that would be
just
a great
texted
thing to
us and
do
said,
going
"Hey guys,
forward."
can you make a tinfoil hat for?"
And I
Bonnie?"
feel like
You didn't
no
tell
one
us
would have questioned it and
nothing
just
else,
did it.
and we just said, "All right,
One of
whatever."
the questions you.
Yeah, I'd have
I
made
would
it.
have been like, all right.
Whatever.
okay.
Sorry for interrupting you. Continue though.
Okay, so I'm probably going to get some of the details wrong. I actually brought up the Wikipedia page just to be, you know, to get some of the details right, but I'm not going to go through the whole thing. And I'm going to link the YouTube video as well for anyone listening, you guys, whatever. That way you can just watch it because the guy did an awesome job at explaining it. But it all actually leads into things that are going on today. So the light bulb conspiracy actually starts in the 1920s when, you know, light bulbs started being made in like the late 1890s or 1800s or so. Well, as light bulbs were getting made and they were getting made more efficiently and better and everything, they realized that longer lasting light bulbs mean people buy light bulbs less. There's actually a time in the early 1920s that light bulbs actually lasted a lot longer than they did for years. I mean, now we have things like LEDs and stuff that, last for years on years. But back then, so all these companies, and these companies aren't like little companies. Two of them that are big today still are Philips and General Electric. So the CEOs of these companies actually met in Geneva. All right. So they met to actually limit the hours that a light bulb can be good for, pretty much. So there was these inventors that were actually making light bulbs that were lasting for let me get the numbers. I think it was 2,000 hours. Yeah. Like 2,000 hours, 3,000 hours in the 1920s. And they were like, that's too long. So they actually
like, whoa, buddy, you're doing your job too well.
They created this committee that would actually fine other companies if they sold light bulbs that lasted more than 1,000 hours. And there was no one knew about this at the time. Like people just thought, okay, this is all light bulbs actually last. And then in the 1970s and stuff, it actually came to light that these companies secretly met and actually gathered all this stuff together and purposefully limited the technological advancement of light bulbs, so that way they could make more money.
Man, is that a mainly American thing? Because
No.
I feel like that's just consumerism at its peak.
It was. I think it started. It was called the Phobius Cartel. So they were called a cartel.
I feel like
wow,
that's
crazy.
I
So
feel
let
like
me
it's just
see.
consumerism peak.
It was
man.
a Swedish, Danish, Norwegian union. So actually, it was North European.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
I know that
That's
they
one
can
of the-
make them last because I forget where it's at. You have to look it up, but I know that somewhere I saw an article
It's
about a bulb that's been going for
California.
40 years.
It's actually in the video. They call it the
never went
century
out.
bulb or something. It's
Yeah.
still lit, and it's been lit since. I mean,
Yeah.
it's went out for a couple minutes here and there for maintenance and stuff, but
the bulb itself is still good.
it's still going. It's been over 100 years that it's been lit, and it was made in that right before that time period.
Yeah.
Now,
That
right
shit's
now,
still going.
it's only burning at 4 lumens or something, but
But you telling
It's
me I could
still-
buy a bulb that could just last a lifetime, and these
Yeah.
motherfuckers.
pretty much.
That's fucking consumerism, though,
But
man. I mean,
the crazy thing is this all leads into things that are happening today still. People are still doing this. Think about if you and this I'm stealing this from the video again just because it's a great talking point. With the whole what is it called? Sorry, it's actually a list here. Oh, planned obsolescence. So your battery goes bad in your phone. You
Mhm.
can't take it out now and replace the battery. You now
Yeah.
have to call Samsung or Apple, and they'll say, well, it'll cost you $200 to replace it, but at that point, you might as well just get a new phone.
Yeah.
They make these products now to not last as long as they should, and they don't
Well, I
let
mean,
you
yeah,
actually
Apple
fix
got in
them.
trouble for that.
They did.
For
They still do
phasing
it,
the
though.
older phones, they purposely fuck
Brick
them
'em.
up.
Mhm.
Yeah, they purposely brick them to have to get the upgrade.
Yeah,
And I think they got sued for that
They
a couple
did.
years ago.
because I think they actually were throttling performance after a certain point, when they got
Yeah.
to the next update. They
Yeah,
would,
they were screwing with the older generation.
I used to work with a guy. He used to work at they used to make I don't know, washers and shit.
Mhm.
That was his job. They just made washers. Interesting, just tangent because we are the Tangent Podcast.
No, yeah, this is the point of that story.
No,
talk
it's
about it.
just interesting tangent. He was telling me that his company built washers that was on the Challenger that blew up. And when it blew up, they were like, oh my God, was that our washers? But not a point of the story.
Oh my
Damn.
God.
He was telling me they had one of their biggest companies. They sold millions and millions. They bought millions and millions of the washers for whatever product
Take
it
this
was.
off now.
Asked them, can you make it that these washers are only good for 100,000 uses, 200,000. So that's been going on since.
Mhm.
I mean, I know yours is old, but even more than the light bulb industry. You know, like these are
Makes
washers,
sense.
like little tiny washers, and they're like, hey, can you make them fail? Like, can you
I'm sure
design
that's
it?
it's that way with a lot of things.
Yeah,
like that's
it's
why you
like-
see like TVs, like the warranty. As soon as that shit goes out, the TV somehow something like goes wrong. Not long
Because
after.
it's designed, man.
Mhm.
I think in most products in America they design that shit.
Yeah,
like,
It's
it's
become
messed
that
up, man.
culture.
You need an investigation.
And like you wonder, CEOs in that time period now, and I'm sure light bulbs weren't the only things that something like this was going on, but Alex is gone. But
So you.
but like you got to figure, if the CEO of Philips, I'm just picking on Philips, talks to an executive at Ford, and and then Ford talks to someone, like they're like, hey, it's working for light bulbs. Let's make our tires only good for 50,000 miles. Let's make, and it's just crazy that, something big like that, and it actually was true. All
I'm
of
sure
the
computer
things
parts,
that,
stuff like that, everything like these little things. I'm sure they're all like that.
but, like,
Cars.
they had a secret convention and like actually actively met secretly. So
Yeah,
that way
that's wild, man.
no one would know about it. But then they would actually like fine each other. Like this, if you were part of this committee, the other companies would fine the other companies and they'd pay it. Like if they made light bulbs that lasted longer than what they
Yeah.
agreed upon.
But how do they collect that fine? Like, how do they even like?
See,
What makes them have any type of legal obligation to pay that fine at that point?
there's not a legal obligation, I guess, but like, I guess it's more so, the
Like, what's
company-
gonna like? What was the consequence of not paying that fine?
I guess
of
you
just
get
being
kicked
like,
out of the
"Fuck you."
committee and like they kind of shun you. I don't know. I
They
I
probably
didn't.
blackball you from the industry.
Because
Like, you know what I
technically,
mean?
I didn't
what
get that
did they
deep into
do
it.
wrong? I mean,
But like,
I understand you're not putting out a product to what it can possibly do, but I don't know. It's fish. I feel like it's a thin line because like, how can you say like, okay, we're releasing this? They still work, and then like they go out at a certain time. But like, I don't know. How are you gonna like find someone for doing that? I don't
think
know.
it's,
saying,
I think
like-
it's just like more so.
Yeah, exactly what you're saying. It's like I just don't see how they could do that. How they could justify.
How would you be able to enforce it?
Yeah,
Well,
that's
it would
yeah.
had to have been enforced internally. Like it couldn't have been enforced with like the police or the government or anything, just because.
Right, it had to be like how the NFL fines players.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's how
Yeah.
it was that like all these companies would then agree like they had to pay a fine, and I don't know where the money went.
That makes sense.
But I think that's how actually people found out about it, that there were like records of receipts and stuff. for
Because
these
it's
fines
not
being
like it
paid.
would be like false advertising. Because it's not like their advertising is going to last for like however 4,000 hours or whatever, 20,000 hours. But still, yeah, they wouldn't be able to do it with that. But yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, like if they,
Wow.
and I mean,
That is
I'm
crazy.
sure for some companies it was worth it. If they were going to get fined and still wanted to be a part of that committee. I mean, if you're making more money, it fell apart in like World War II, like right before World War II started. So, I mean, it only lasted like 10 years or so, but it had a lasting impact. I mean, I think it's just the culture of it, not just necessarily
Right.
the light bulbs,
Because
like
it's-
whatever. Like I said, now we have light
it's not
bulbs that
about
last
the light
15 years,
bulbs.
but now
Right.
it's like,
It's about the culture of it being on every single product that I'm looking at in this room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
except for
every
things
single
like
one of them.
this mug. Okay, it's made of glass, like, or not glass, but like ceramic. Like you can't do much with that. But this computer isn't going to last 10 years, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you fix it up yourself, like unless you're upgrading it yourself.
at least I'm allowed to with my computer. My phone, I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
I can't
I mean-
upgrade the RAM in my phone unless I want to like void the warranty or not be on my, at least while I'm paying for it. I guess after 2 years or so, I can. But
do whatever you want, but I get you.
yeah,
Things are
You-
designed to
you
fail
give up
now, which
rights
is
for that. Then
crazy.
like if
Yeah,
now if you jailbreak your phone or whatever it's called, rooting it,
Voids the warranty.
yeah, it voids any warranty. Like if something actual goes wrong with it, you're gonna have to
yeah.
pay for it yourself.
Like, what do you mean you got free games? No, I can't cover your
But even,
battery.
like things like a lot
That's
of
your
people just
fault.
root their phones just to get rid of like the bloatware and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
What do you mean you got rid of
rooted
the
my phone
AT&T
to take it to a
app?
different? What if I took it to a different carrier? Like, How would that work? This is random, but like
No,
I was thinking about like switching carriers and like if I wanted to take my phone, like how cheap would that be?
Your phone's your carrier is more based on your SIMs card,
yeah.
Oh shit.
so it has nothing to
Where's
do.
that
with
at?
Verizon doesn't have SIM
Well,
cards.
that's what I mean.
either, so
Like if
think
I
about that.
jailbreak that shit, like okay,
the
so I would just have to get a
but
SIM
the-
card from some other carrier.
Yeah.
You're talking like an unlocked phone, not like a jailbroken phone.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's what I'm at. I don't know. I don't know the
Yeah.
difference.
That there's even if Verizon doesn't have SIM cards, because Sprint doesn't either, there are still SIM card spots in your
Mhm.
phone. Where if you were to put like an AT&T one, it would override what was in there already.
Yeah.
Like and would use it.
Yeah, what Alex was saying, like if you go on whatever your carrier is, if you've had your phone paid off and everything and your bill's up to date, you actually have the option. If you go online, you can actually unlock your phone. I actually had to do that with my
What?
I had to do that
Yeah.
with my tablet because I was paying on it and I was done with it. So I unlocked it and once I actually dropped it from my plan, I was able to like now I could take it anywhere if I wanted to. But,
Yeah.
Interesting.
mhm.
To
Very
get
interesting.
to get the cell towers to communicate with it, they'd have to,
Yeah.
to program it. But yeah.
Well, I just didn't know if I had to like call and be like, "Yo, I don't need my shit unlocked. I'm leaving y'all. Peace." You know what I mean?
Honestly, I bet if you go to your new carrier, they would probably take care of most of that for you
Yeah, they would. I
Word.
bet you do.
because
I
they
was
want
just
they want
curious.
to. They want your business, so they'll do it. Actually,
Yeah,
that's
we
what
do that
happened
for
with
you.
when,
Are you leaving Sprint, Vernon?
No, I was just curious, man, because like I'm still on Sprint. I still got this phone. I still got two. I'm not gonna say my number, but you know what it is. All
Yeah.
y'all. I was
Oh, you
saying
can
numbers
take
from
your
middle
number.
school.
Yeah,
too,
you'll be
man.
able to
That's
take your
not-
number. Yeah.
That's not locked to Sprint either.
But like I just been thinking about it. You know what I mean? Thinking about like
Don't you guys
whether
have like a
getting new
grandfathered plan
phone.
though?
I
Yeah,
don't know
but,
about
like-
Vernon. I got grandpa. I ain't never moving.
That's what I'm saying. Like
bitch
I
just
got
called
that
me out.
unlimited.
Fuck.
I got unlimited shit. Like
I'm on
I don't
Alex's
know.
plan.
I don't know, man.
You
I
can't
want to get a
have.
new phone. See, I'm thinking about getting a new phone, but like I don't want to. That's where I'm at. I'm like, do I want to get a new phone and go somewhere else? Do I want to get a new phone and stay with Sprint? Do I want to keep this and go somewhere else and have a super cheap plan? Like I don't. I'm just fishing around.
They won't. If you get a new phone, they don't adjust your plan. Like I'm still grandfathered in on my unlimited data, even though they don't sell it anymore. But like I can still upgrade my phones now. They don't do like the 2-year upgrade anymore. You have to pay like the flex lease or whatever. But it is what it is.
That's
So
what I
you
did
can
on
still
this.
do the leasing option
Yeah,
with the plan.
sick.
That's
That's
awesome.
what I did on this.
Yeah, they don't make me ever adjust my plan.
I'm surprised.
I never go into Sprint though. I always buy my phones through Best Buy.
Yeah,
I'm just-
that's
Yeah,
why I
same.
always get mine from Best Buy too.
Okay.
They don't.
I
care
don't know
about
if it's paid off or not, but I'm assuming it is because the bill has been paid and like for months and months and months, and it was on one of them leased ones, but like, and it's 2 or 3 years old now. So I don't know if it's fully paid off or not yet. To be
You'll
honest,
be able
with
to
you.
look
Nah,
if
I'm
you-
sure it is.
If you go onto your app, if you
Like,
use it,
$100.
Yeah.
At this point,
Yeah, I should
Alex
check
is like
it out.
great grandfathered in.
Yeah,
Not
really.
even grandfathered. He great grandfathered in.
Vernon's plan's older than my plan, dude.
Yeah,
He's
'cause
had it
great
for-
not
great
even-
grandfather did.
It's not even Sprint no more. It's T-Mobile now.
It's T-Mobile now. Yo, but my phone still says Sprint when I pull it up.
So,
I'm like,
Yeah.
so does mine. bro.
I
So does
have
mine.
a
Mine
like
does
I have
too.
a new phone. Like I have the newest Note, and it still says Sprint. Like,
Hey.
and I don't know if that's with what plan. Like, who I don't know, man. They never gave me any shit. I gotta say though, and this is going another conspiracy shit. Fucking 5G sucks. Fuck
Yeah, you
5G.
know- well, you have a 5G
I gotta get
phone,
you.
right, Alex?
I have 5. I runs on 5G. Yeah, dude.
Why do you say it sucks?
Like
So-
you have an actual 5G because there's a difference between just running off 5G and having a phone that's like built. But you have the
I have
S20, right?
I have a Samsung Note 20 Ultra 5G, and it
Okay.
says that fucking title every time I log onto my Bluetooth. Like, it's Alex's Samsung Note 20 Ultra 5G. That's what it says. Okay.
Okay.
I have a 5G phone, and you guys all know when you go up over the mountain, you lose service at like that one point in the
Yep.
mountain every time.
Like right before
every-
you get to the top.
Yeah, every device
Mhm.
does. It doesn't matter if you have AT&T, Sprint. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
You lose service at that top every time. I got my 5G. I don't lose service at that point anymore. I don't. I lose service at the very bottom of the mountain on the one side and the other very bottom of the mountain. So now I lose service in two spots. coming up over.
I missed
service
most of that conversation. I already know where you're talking about.
Like I got service at that one spot on the top of the mountain,
Yeah,
but now I lose
you
them in
get
two
service on the
spots.
top. I always
Yeah.
got service at the very top, but not in the like. It's like
It's
right
like
before on the
85%
Shermansdale
up.
side, right before you
Going,
get to the
yeah.
top.
going down
I
in
know
a
what you guys are
Shermansdale at the
talking
very
about.
top.
Listen, we all know what we're talking about. I don't lose service there anymore.
But
Yeah,
then
I
going
lose-
down too.
Yeah, no,
Is
I
that what
lose service. Yeah, going down. Like
Yeah.
either way you come around, you lose service right about there. You know, if you're coming
Yeah.
up over the mountain, I usually don't lose it until I'm going over the circle a little bit, but that's the spot that hit me. But now I lose it near the beer distributor in the Shermansdale side. And you know that like dip that's like that gravity dip? It's like way back on
Yeah.
up. That's where
because
I
it's like called the fucking gravity dip.
yeah,
like,
the gravity dip. Like
I love that
and
shit.
I lose it there now too.
That's
Like,
so
those are the
random.
spots I
Why
lose.
there?
You know where I don't get service? Right, like not at Turkey Hill, but right before Turkey Hill, like on
No, I'm
114
there.
there, right at that tree line, like when you're waiting at the red light.
Yeah.
I never get service there now, and I agree with you, Alex. I feel like 5G speed sucks. I don't know if it's just
It don't change nothing for me. It's the
I-
same bullshit as 4G, dude. I don't notice any difference.
I don't notice it any. Actually, I feel like ever since because I had the S8 and it was all obviously all 4G. I feel like my internet speeds, like not obviously my phone is faster, it loads stuff faster, but the internet, like when I'm actually loading things like on Facebook or searching for stuff, I feel like that stuff loads really slow. Like
Dude,
I
feel like my Google searches sometimes, like, I feel like they don't even, like, I click go and they're like,
Okay.
maybe. Yeah,
We'll
like,
get
Like it's
there,
Internet Explorer.
Okay.
oh go
yeah,
now.
right?
Like
Oh.
like I'll actually get like my spot. Now this could be no. You know what? This is stupid too. I'm gonna rant on this. So
Fucking
I
rant.
have on my AT&T plan. I actually have the top plan, which actually has preferred data. So like it's supposed to be if you're in a
That's
congested,
ridiculous.
like if you're in a congested area, like at a concert or something,
I get
they'll
it.
prioritize your data over like other people's. But I'm
Ooh,
in
what
the
if they
parking.
pay for preferred data? Do you guys hit the bid war for the preferred data?
Wait, what's that?
What if they have preferred data? Do you
It's
bid
wild
war
that they
Well,
even
then we
sell
gotta fight.
preferred data.
Right.
Like what kind of
It's
fucking
stupid.
shit
I
is
don't
that?
agree with it. I think it's
How?
ridiculous.
And listen, I am no technological wizard. How the fuck do they even do that with data? Like, how can they pick yours and be like, no, that's where it's going, you know?
It's like internet
what-
speeds. I mean,
I
It
know,
should
but
be
like,
hospitals, fire departments, shit like that should have preferred data, not fucking Evan at a concert.
Vernon,
I
like,
love you. I'm
concert
what
just
about
saying.
our what about our heroes?
Evan's like,
What
I
about
need to
our
look up how
heroes?
old Paul McCartney is.
No, but yeah, I
Oh,
guess that's a thing. But I'm supposed to get like 50 gigs of preferred data, which is like all my data because I know. But anyway, I'm in the parking lot at work, sitting on my phone listening to Spotify, and this shit's loading, like buffering, and I'm like, I
What's
shouldn't
going
have
on here?
buffering with preferred data on a 5G network.
And streaming
Yeah.
don't even
Like,
take that much anymore, dude.
my-
It's like minuscule
like,
at this point.
Like not even just YouTube videos. I shouldn't have Spotify buffering. That
Yeah,
shit
yeah.
could load on my alias that would flip
Yeah.
like both ways.
I don't know
That
if I've
shit-
ever had Spotify buffer on me.
Dude,
I've
it
had
happens to me
Spotify
at
not
work.
load on me, though. Like where I've searched something and it didn't come up.
Yeah,
I've
that
had
happens
that
if I don't
Yeah.
have service. But like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll actually get like, especially in the parking lot at work, and I'm thinking there's like maybe 100 people here. There's not a lot of people, and I'm sure going by statistics, I'm maybe like a third or a fourth of them are on AT&T.
Yeah.
I should not be throttled
I think it's
here.
the world's largest network. Isn't that what that says?
AT&T.
America's largest
I think
network.
that's
Isn't that
T-Mobile.
AT&T? No, I think AT&T's the America's largest network.
Makes sense.
I know Verizon's the world's fastest 5G network.
I think all that shit's bullshit. I don't
it is
think they
bullshit.
can do any of that shit. That's like hype words.
I will say, I think Verizon does have.
How
a
is
more
every
consistent
movie that
coverage
come
now.
out the greatest movie of the year,
Yeah, man.
or like the critics' #1 movie of the year?
yeah.
I
Every
actually
single
read
movie
in,
reviewed by the same person.
my marketing book, or I forget which one, but there's actually like a very fine line in the verbiage that they can use. So they're
Oh, yeah.
allowed to use the words best and greatest and most amazing, but they're not allowed to say better. They're not allowed to
Yeah.
say like, you know,
Man,
we're better than this person without statistical evidence.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee it's Verizon fastest 5G network TM. Like I can almost guarantee it's
yeah,
TM.
that's for like trademark.
Like it's trademarked phrase, you know,
Yeah,
like
I'm
that's all it
pretty sure.
is. They have
That's so
no
funny.
backing. It's
I'm
TM.
thinking about like that's and this is just ridiculous where my head goes. But I think about that SpongeBob scene where he's like, "Best paper towel around, best paper towel in town," and he's like, "Around
That one.
in town."
That's exactly what it is.
Around, like, come on now.
Yeah. It's all the same. Like those words mean nothing. I think they call them buffer words. I think there's a technical term for them.
Hype
Or
word.
puffery. It's called puffery.
All that matters is paper towel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the only
Does
word
that
that
shit, wipe shit up, dude. That's
What's
it.
crazy? Like, have you guys ever noticed, like, when you're buying toilet paper and paper towels as well? Like, they're all, you know, like 6 rolls of toilet paper, but it's always 6 equals 9 or 6
Yeah.
equals 12.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm like,
like
what are you
fool
talking
people
about?
that like think they're getting more for their value or something,
No.
you know.
I look
Don't-
at how big they are and how
At-
much the price is. That's about
At this
Yeah,
point in
all I
your
look
life, you don't get the same brand.
at. And toilet paper?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I think I have a preferred type I get, but I think like I always look
It's
for a
kind of
sale.
like that shit. I don't know if you ever heard it, where they actually put like the worst for you, like sugar, like the cereals, like at the bottom
Top.
level. Where
Yeah.
Is it like the top or the bottom where like kids can
Bottom.
see it?
Yeah,
yeah,
eye
like,
bottom's
where
level.
the bottom.
it's
Healthier.
eye level and where kids are. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
Like
That's
the
where all the bad
sugariest
cereals.
cereals and stuff.
all the cartoony characters are on the bottom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah, no,
marketing.
I have a preferred toilet paper. Like I grab Angel Soft 98% of
Yeah,
the time.
because it's
just-
$5 for 12 rolls, right?
Uh,
I get that
it's
$5
just-
pack.
It's just what I know, dude. It's just that's my toilet paper. You know, when I'm grabbing toilet paper, it's fucking
I just
Angel
grab
Soft.
toilet paper, make sure
Yeah.
that I don't grab like the 1-ply.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah,
You always
sandpaper.
avoid that, like
Yeah,
See, I
I
think
avoid the
1,000
shitty
sheets, and you're just like,
I
That's a
think
little
that's an
fishy.
interesting psychological like thing, like who like goes directly to their brand and like who like has Angel Soft like melded in my mind, like tricked me, you know. Like
I would never even
their
say they're the
hype
best
words have
brand.
they like
it's just
I- no, I see.
They're-
Like I've used Charmin and shit, and it's weirdly thick, and I don't like it because it almost feels
There
like
Bro.
is some stuff that is weirdly thick.
it's
That's
weirdly
how I
thick.
feel.
It feels like, and this is just a weird conversation, but it feels like a washcloth, and I'm like, this is too much. This is too much.
Alex
This is
likes
too
that
thick.
big wad of toilet paper.
I don't know what's going on down there.
Feels like I'm using
There's
too much.
Exactly.
I don't know, man. It's just weirdly thick. I don't like it.
It's weirdly thick. That's a weird way to describe something. Weirdly thick.
Weirdly thick.
Oh shit!
Weirdly
What-
thick.
What are we going to talk about?
Well, light bulbs at
5G.
first. I think that's where this
Light bulbs.
That's
light
where this all
bulbs.
went. But yeah, like
I'm pissed off. I was about my 5G.
oh yeah, that's right. Alex was bitching about 5G, but I agree. It
Fuck
just
'em.
I don't get how you get worse. I-
Yeah. And I mean, just speaking on updates on things, and I know we're getting sidetracked, but like people who upgrade year to year, and Cody, like you
Not
don't
so.
know that. Like it is so unnoticeable differences that I'm just like, dude, like this. I don't upgrade every year. This is 2 years old. I own the Note. I own the Note 9, and now I own this one.
Yeah.
I'm on
The
the off
old-
years as you guys.
The only thing I notice that's different on this is definitely the screen hertz are like amazing. And the only reason I notice that is because I play this ball game where you shoot the balls up and it breaks all the little numbered
Mhm.
blocks. The only reason I notice is because that game plays so like butter silk smooth now. It's just like, and I'm like, oh, okay, I noticed that. Any other application that I normally use my phone,
There's
you
like no difference.
you'd
Yeah.
never it's not like I'm scrolling through Facebook and I'm like, oh, this is smooth. Like it's not happening. You know, nobody's scrolling through Facebook at that speed that they're like, this is awesome.
Oh,
you
man.
know? Like,
This isn't 120 hertz Facebook. This is 90 hertz Facebook.
Yeah.
Like no.
so like
Getting
other
on the
than
phone, I'm
that,
calling somebody.
Calling
that's
Zuck.
the only thing I notice any different
I
about
bet your
this phone.
Fortnite runs at 90 frames per second,
I
though, or
don't
at least it
fucking-
better because they marketed
don't
that shit.
I don't play
Nice to 'em.
second.
It said 90 frames per second on mobile.
I think the human eye can only see like 120 frames per second.
Yeah, I think the optimal frames per second is it's like 144 or something. Like anything
Yeah.
above that is just a waste of.
Sidetracked again. Do you guys see that? You guys know Doom Eternal, right? The newer Doom.
I
Mhm.
know of it.
That software is like so, like it's almost unlimited. They can run it at anything as long as your hardware can.
I saw a video
I
about
think,
Doom where they ran it at 1,000 frames per second, and they
were
used fucking liquid nitrogen.
they were
to cool the
dumping liquid
computers.
nitrogen on the fucking graphics card as they were running it. It was just like that is
It was incredible.
it was crazy. I was
How
like,
long
what
is
the
this video?
fuck?
I'm
It's
glad you
not
watched
very
it.
long. It's not very long, but like because your eye can't see that far, I'm like, that just looks like Doom, you know? It just
It
looks
just
like,
looked really cool.
What?
but like it's
it
got
was-
the little counter.
They're playing like crazy music and shit. It's just like pouring this liquid nitrogen on it. And he's
my
showing
God.
the frames. It's like 780, 900. Like it's just like
They
Yeah,
must
it's
have been
only
I'm glad
overclocking.
you
3
saw it.
minutes.
Yeah, they must have been overclocking that fucking graphics and GPU just like to the fucking extreme, dude. It had to have been
wild.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Watch it
You guys
sometimes. They're
double-
seriously just straight liquid nitrogen.
I was sponsored by Bethesda here.
Bethesda?
That's
Did you
good.
say
Bethesda,
Bethesda?
whatever. I don't know.
What you say?
Bashida.
Don't
Yeah.
ask
Bash-
me.
Bashida.
I didn't
They're
say
like a pretty
anything.
famous like company. Like people know who they are. But yeah, I'm glad you saw that, Burn. It was wild. I was like, holy shit, dude.
We got the same recommendations on YouTube and shit.
They are
I
dumping
actually-
liquid.
Y'all probably
nitrogen
just
right
on the Waves 5 page and saw the same video.
Weirdly enough, I fucking bought Doom Eternal like 4 days after that.
Oh shit, really?
But not because I went for it. I actually went to, and again, these are fucking hype words. I went to pick up Pokemon Snap, and they were like at the store, they're like, oh well, you know, if you buy a new game, you get a used game 30% off. And like in my mind, I'm like, well, I have to at that point, you know, but
That's
like
the
it
thing.
still would have been cheaper just to buy the fucking the fucking Pokemon Snap and get the hell out of there, you know?
Exactly.
But nope.
I saw a video today talking about that. They were like, "Oh, I'm just here for the PS5." We're like, "Okay, that'll be $500." While you're here, do you want to get a controller? It's only gonna be an extra $50. Like
Yeah.
you weren't planning on spending an extra $50, but you did because the 500. It was like, oh, well, the
That's
$50
fine.
is nothing to that point. Fuck it, you know what I mean?
But they
Like,
gave me 30%.
Exactly.
I didn't need any other games, you know, like
Right.
I wasn't planning on playing Doom anytime soon, you know, so like, but I bought it anyways, and I didn't need it though. That's how I.
30% off was still probably like $20 profit.
Oh yeah, probably, dude. The game was like $40 still. I was like, this is bullshit.
Fucking GameStop assholes.
Nah, man, I'm with GameStop. I believe in them.
You believe in them, man? They
That's
turned a
fucking-
corner, didn't they?
I hope they do, man. I don't want like physical. We're getting way back nostalgia towards like beginning episodes, but like I don't, you know me, I don't want physical game sales to go away. I don't want to buy it offline. There's something
Yeah.
about it to me to like.
I got the Mass Effect Legendary on digital.
Oh.
Just cause listen, my only reasoning is because they didn't have a PS5 version of it. It was a
I get it.
PS4. Like, and I was just like, no, I'm just gonna buy a digital.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if you have the digital, then you know it should upgrade. Like
one
if
of
they come out with it.
one of my.
Oh, I
biggest
don't think they
regrets-
are. They already
No.
said they're not releasing a PS5, like a
Never
next
mind.
gen version of it.
One of my biggest regrets is I used to own on PS4, no 3. They came out with the Metal Gear Solid collection in like this. It was just 1, 2, 3, and 4, and it was all of them in like this. It was only 3 discs because one was like downloadable. You could download it off the PSN, but man, it was a cool ass fucking
I
case,
remember it.
and it was amazing. And it is the only game I've ever gotten rid of that I regret. Like I wish I had that game. I can't. I've never found that collection for like a reasonable price again, ever.
Yeah,
Again.
Oh.
I'm like, damn it, man.
that does suck.
You know what else I want to buy? And this isn't a regret. I want to buy Godzilla for PS4, dude. But that fucking
That shit's
game
expensive. And I remember I used to see that shit in GameStop for
for
like $5.
$5. Yeah, dude. Like,
And now you can't find it for less than like $150, $200
Why?
type shit.
Why is it so expensive?
because it was a bad review, didn't get a lot of copies made.
They put it out and then it got like terrible reviews, so they just stopped making them.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
they just stopped putting them on shelves.
But then
So-
I read that it's not that bad. I mean, Curb Your Expectations is still a
Yeah.
fucking Godzilla game,
But
but like,
now it's like a game people like collectors and shit are looking for.
Yeah, man.
And I remember like just going to GameStop and seeing that shit,
Seeing
just
it.
chilling.
never
And now
seen
I'm like I even thought about it before, like, oh, I should scoop this maybe. I should have, man, because now
should've
it's
too,
worth
man.
some money.
Is it like
Worth some
the ET
money.
game? How like it's so bad, but like it was
No,
just so
it's
rare.
not. It's not like
really.
That's not that bad.
It's
No,
not that bad.
it's
It's
just-
it's mediocre. It was
It
mediocre.
wasn't like a AAA game or anything. So I
Yeah.
mean, it got bad reviews when it came out, so it wasn't worth wasting the money on sending more copies out, so they just pulled it.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it sold well in
Japan.
Japan and everything,
actually-
but in the US they stopped selling it. And that's why like it's crazy.
They actually, that game was made for the PS3, and the one we got on PS4 was just like a update of it. And they only did it because the Godzilla film came out in USA around that time. That's the only reason they did it. It was just like an updated version of it.
yeah.
So,
Interesting, because like that was my question the whole time. I was like, I don't remember no fucking Godzilla game on the PS4. I don't know what the fuck you guys even talking
it
about.
exists. I'm gonna see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see how much one I can find for right now.
It's probably
Yeah,
like
I remember they had the
$3,000
update with
now.
like the new
Nah, it's not
Godzilla in
close.
it when the 2014 one came out.
Speaking of like collectible shit, man, Kyrie came in today and he asked me about, hey, Daddy, you want to go see if we can find any Pokemon cards at the store? And I was like, I'd let him know
Good
about
luck.
how Walmart and Target pulled them off the shelves. You know what I mean? Because of like the people waiting overnight and shit. So like they're not selling them right now. And I was like, you know what, Kyrie, it'd be a lot easier to just go online and get them anyway. I go to Pokemon website. The website is sold out.
Oh, this is a question. I know I've been hearing about all this, but why are all of a sudden Pokemon cards in high demand now?
It is the YouTuber, like the YouTuber craze, the card openings, the amount of views that these are getting. Everybody's trying to get their hands on Pokemon cards, from YouTubers to consumers. You know what I mean?
It's just a big
Also
time. Plus games
coinciding
coming
with
out.
the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So they're doing all this like anniversary shit and all that. So there's a lot of, it's just like all at once.
it doesn't
Yeah.
help
And
when they release
of
these
course.
like limited sets too. Like what was the last one? Shining Fates. The one before that
Right.
was Hidden Fates. They release these very limited sets that you can't just buy single packs of. You have to buy like the boxes and stuff.
Exactly.
And it hypes people up because there's the last two, they put these like shiny Charizard ones in them, and of course like that just speaks for itself. And then
Exactly.
that fuels what Vernon was saying. People opening them up, people getting that rare pool, and then everyone's like, I'm gonna do that, and then they
I
do it.
remember, bro,
and now everyone-
it's like,
I don't know if
Dude.
Vern's seen it, but on McAfee, like the one producer, Billy, he would be on Twitch doing card openings, and they would
Yeah.
just rag on him all the time on the podcast and shit for doing these card openings.
Dude,
And it's just like a camera on him, and then like another screen is just like pointing down at the card that just
Yeah.
opened them.
That's a huge success now.
Yeah,
You know,
I didn't know
people are
that.
crazy. My sister works in a retail place like that, and she tells me people come up and they said, I watched a TikTok and they say you hide them in the back.
What?
And my sister, she's just like, I just want to yell at these people, like, get the fuck out of my store. Like, I am
You know
not
what's
hiding
wild, though?
cards in the back.
Me and Kyrie have found Pokemon cards at 2 random ass sheets.
I remember you saying
locations
this the other night.
in Pennsylvania here. So like we haven't checked since then, but like we walked into sheets for something else, and there was an entire fucking thing of Pokemon cards, individual ones, and I'm like, Kyrie, and we
You should have just been like, I'll take it.
Oh,
I'll take
No,
it. The whole
we
rack.
took like two or three of them. I don't remember, but we took a couple of them.
Just
and,
walking out
and
of sheets with the big like
It's
stand.
crazy. Like
I get robbed out there, bro.
That's
These
not-
days,
They're
Run them
robbing-
Pokemon cards, fool.
what? You got Charizard?
last
forget
time
the
I
cigarettes. Give me the Pokemon card.
bought Pokemon cards, it was weird. Tyler asked when we were out, and he's like, can you pick me up Pokemon cards? And I was like, oh, sure. So I went, none in there. There's a dude in front of me, and he has the last like Blastoids pack in his hand. And I was like, oh, I'll stand here, wait till he leaves, and then I'll see if there's any hidden in the back. He put it down, walked away, and I was like, all right, this one's mine. And I looked even for more. It was the last fucking box in there. I was like,
that's
how it is.
Me and Kyrie went to Barnes and Nobles the other day because I was like, I'm gonna get you some books, man. You know, I'm gonna get you some books. Like, and then we're walking around the like toy section as well and then we're just looking around and we see this box. It's like there's a section for Pokemon cards. There's nothing there. There's a section for Pokemon toys. There's nothing there. And there's a box chilling. And it's the instructional guide on how to even play the game. I think I told you guys because we started playing this. Yeah. But it had 3 decks in it. So it had a Mewtwo deck, a Charizard deck, and a Raichu deck. And they all had the GX versions of those cards. So like it was only $20, dude.
Like,
so scoop, like get the books too. Let's go. Like I don't, you know. So
did you ask Kyrie what he wants for that Mewtwo?
He's not giving. He puts that Mewtwo in a case, bro.
What does he want to trade for them, man?
Charizard.
I'll give a Charizard.
But then you say he came with a Charizard?
Yeah, didn't he have a Charizard?
But he don't have. He wants an OG Charizard.
He has an OG
Mewtwo.
He has an OG
Mewtwo. Like,
I'll take one ripped in half at this point.
The one that you got with the fucking first movie on VHS.
He's got 2 GX Charizards already. He don't give a shit about them.
I don't know what Tyler has. He probably doesn't. He comes home all the time and he's like, "Oh, I traded some Pokemon cards for money. Here you go." So he's got to be running out of them here soon, dude. Dude, I don't care what he sells, man. I don't give a shit.
He's selling them to.
He's hustling
his neighbors. Good. That's what he needs to do.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my god!
I was kind of into the whole eBay thing.
Just walks in, just counts some dough.
His friend gave him $10 for like a bullshit trade, and I made him give it. I walked down to the friend's parents myself, and I gave back the money. I was like, "Your kid's too young to be trading with my kid. Here's that."
Gave him a Caterpie and a Sand Slash for $10, and I was just
my
like,
kid straight hustled you. You better teach your kids how to do.
Basically, man, I was
know a little bit about it.
This is like my kid straight hustled. One. You only get one because if it happens again, I'm not gonna bring the $10 back.
Well, learn your lesson.
If I hustled kids, my dad wouldn't know better. Yeah. I remember I showed him a Charmeleon once, and he saw it said like 70 HP. He's like, "Is that how many horsepower it has?"
That's fucking great, bro. That's awesome.
I swear to God, that's what he said.
Jeez,
I remember,
dude.
It was the base set Charmeleon card. I don't know why I even showed it to him. He's like, "Is that 70 horsepower?" I'm like, okay.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's boomer as hell.
That's funny, bro. Because that just makes me think of like some of the dumb shit that we would show our parents when we were younger, and they were just like, "I don't care," or like, "I don't Dude. Like this is dumb," or whatever.
That's why I wait till you a parent and they show you. Some
I know that's what I'm saying.
You
like,
don't care
that's
about.
why I'm thinking is like that's just. I remember like when I was like younger, like probably maybe middle school or whatever. I remember showing my dad like Slipknot, not like I just showed him like one of the covers or whatever. Yeah. He's like, "I like their masks. It's like a horror movie or something." And I was like, "Yeah, you should." And I showed him like the music, bro, and he's like, "Nope, can't do it. Nope, won't do it." He's like, "Oh, their masks are creepy. It reminds me of like Alice Cooper back in the day or whatever."
Man, I don't even know the worst. Tyler showed me some dumb shit, and I'm like, what is this, man? I didn't tell you the truth. Most of it's YouTube shit, dude. I'm watching this shit with him. I'm like, what the are we watching right now? Like, what are you watching?
I feel like that's just like Annette sees some of the shit I watch, and she's like, "What are you watching?" Like, because like I've told you before, like I'll send you some dumb shit from YouTube where you go deep, where you're scrolling for a minute, and then you get like these like 30-second videos that are just ridiculous, or 20-second where you're like, this will be good. This is pretty.
That's how I found.
There's no way this 30-second video has 15 million views. And it's not
like,
good.
"Oh, this is gonna be good." And then it's just some random stupid shit.
I've been sharing those Dragon Ball videos. Like there was this. I forget what it was. There was this one with Frieza, and it was like, what wish do you want to make? And it had him with like this weird face, and then it had the picture of the panties falling from when Oolong made the wish, and then it's just Frieza going, so stupid.
Bro, I was
like
gonna send one in the chat the other night, and I was like, this is too dumb, and I didn't send it. And
You should have sent it, dude.
Alex would have thought it was funny, and Cody probably, because it was literally the whole
dad
video
jokes?
was the DuckTales theme song, but it was just duck. Like every time they go to say DuckTales, and say duck, and then it shows a picture of a duck. And like every time they say DuckTales, it doesn't say the tails part.
I
It's
thought
like
it was
it's a duck, and it shows a picture of a duck, and I'm like, I was just giggling the whole time, and I was like, oh my god, this is just this too dumb. I'm not.
Yo,
listening to this.
weirdly enough, the older I get, the more into that like stupid ass dad humor I am into. Like, and I it's one of those metamorphoses that I know is happening to me.
Yeah.
And like the older I get, I'm like, man, like stop it, Alex. Quentin just posted the other day about Resident Evil, about how like sometimes I don't know if you guys saw it.
I
He's like,
remember,
sometimes family is a 7-foot vampire lady, and he was going through all that Resident Evil shit.
Mhm.
And one of his buddies commented, "It takes a village," and I thought it was fucking hilarious, dude. I was in my car verbally laugh. I called Marissa and told her that she don't get it. You don't know. I called Marissa and told her the joke, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And I was like, "No, that's just funny." That was
I
fucking
laughed too when I saw that, man.
funny, dude. Hilariously funny. I love it. Yo, I know I sent it to the group chat, but that fucking house full moon, and then it was the warehouse.
Bro,
I
Yeah,
laughed for way
can
long.
you guys explain this shit to me?
It's a warehouse.
It's a
dude.
warehouse.
It's a house,
like a
and then
werewolf.
a full
So
moon
he's the
of the
werewolf?
house. It's a warehouse, like a werewolf.
Like a
So he
werewolf.
turns into
The
a
house looks at the
warehouse?
full moon,
Yeah,
and
the
it turns
house
into a warehouse.
sees the full moon and it turns into a warehouse, like a human would turn into a werewolf.
Okay.
It's
Like at a
it's
full
were-
moon, like
it's a
man
warehouse.
turns into a werewolf,
I mean,
and then a
I
house
was
just turns into a werewolf.
I was
house.
so lost
Dude,
because
it
it
took
was
me
so simple.
minutes. Like,
I was just like, what? Like, there's got to be something to the, like, is this a movie?
Huh?
that I haven't
Well,
You were
seen?
overthinking it. You
Yeah.
were
I'm
just like,
like,
you were
moon
diving
house,
into it.
garage
The house literally is just like, oh
You're
shit.
like-
I'm thinking
way-
that there's a guy in the house that said, oh shit, and he's turning into a werewolf?
Why is a warehouse?
But there's no werewolf.
The
I
house
feel like
is
I
so
picture you're like Jack Skeleton wherever he's like up in his house, just like, what does it all mean?
What does it mean?
No
That's how
way,
I
dude.
felt.
That's fucking comedy.
You know what?
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna say the picture
Fucking
could have made it look more like a warehouse. I think because to me,
I thought it was a garage.
to me,
I thought
yeah,
it was a
it looked like a
garage,
garage.
too.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
it-
why I look. That's why I thought it was so funny, because I looked at it like, what? And then I was like,
I saw the boxes and I'm like, okay, now I get it.
Funny.
Turns into a warehouse. I'm asking my girl, like, do you understand this? And she's like, werewolf warehouse. I'm like, I still didn't get it. Even when she was talking, I was like, I don't fucking understand. I would have asked them about it, and I forgot about it until you guys just said something. But
That shit is so funny to me. And dude, again, Marissa with the Dick Richard joke the other day, I was fucking losing it. And she's like, she's looking at me, she's like, it's not that funny. And I was like, no, it really is that funny to me. Like, I don't know, man. The older I get, I notice myself evolving, and like it's crazy, you know. I don't know if it's an like a good evolution, but like I'm gonna be that dad, man. Just like,
You know what's
hi, I'm
funny?
dad.
I'm slowly turning into that old person where I'm hearing some of the new music and I'm like,
Mm.
how do you listen to this?
You know what
Like,
my
how,
thing
how do
is?
people, how do
I'm
people
not
get
quite.
into just like pop music stuff, like new stuff? I'm just like, some of it.
you know what I used to do every year is make a best albums list.
I
Like
actually
2016,
usually, I still do that.
2017, 20.
Yeah.
I
usually
stopped
listen to
doing
best
it.
of. I
because
usually
I'm
still listen.
Fucking, I'm so sick of it. Like,
It's all
man,
garbage.
I don't listen to nothing unless it's like
Someone
J.
I already
Cole
know
or-
of, or unless
Yeah,
someone
like-
really like, hey, you need to listen to this, and I actually check about.
Yeah,
I stopped listening to new shit, man. All that
Right.
shit.
Now it's just like, all right, this person that I'm a fan of already, they're coming out with a new album. Time to check it out.
I'll tell you one of my favorite trends, and I'm sure there's examples I can come up with in our time and even before. One of my favorite trends of newer music is that choruses aren't necessarily like songs anymore. They're just like whistles or beats or things like that.
Instrumentals.
And I love that, dude. Like, it's just a very hummable like thing, and it's the chorus, and
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of new music has that, and I like that. That's
it's
one of my
better
favorite
than
things.
just saying like yeah, or like the same
Exactly.
Exactly. I
word
was gonna
over and
say
over again.
I would rather that than any like cliche
like garbage, you know.
garbage. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I love it. I think my first example, and this is our generation's, but like you think back to like Yonkers, where it's like that dun 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 dun, like, and that's like the whole chorus, you know, like he's not singing anything, it's just like that, like noise. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that shit, dude.
For
So,
sure.
Interesting.
the Chill Bill song, the
Mhm.
Vernon knows what I'm talking about, I'm sure. You got
Bro, you want to hear some crazy
Sorry.
shit? My job had that as the ringtone for weeks, and it was like it wasn't even like the Kill Bill theme or nothing. Like it was literally the Chill Bill version of the song, because you know how in the beginning of the song you hear him like he's like, "Yep,
yeah.
right," and he started, and you like, and I would hear
That's
it every
crazy.
and like so they used the beat. It was like like, but like they
I was
changed it by now.
surprised that, like, when I called Sony the other day, like the whole music was
That's
like
cool.
the guitar, like acoustic Last of Us song that
That's
it
cool.
plays, and I was like, that is so cool.
Mhm.
I think
Like,
that's
that
a
is so
cooler
cool.
idea than I would ever think of. Like all companies should do that, you know. Like if you call Squaresoft, they should be playing Final Fantasy music, you know.
Yeah.
Like absolutely should be
I
doing.
mean, they
that,
got
you
it
know?
on deck. Like,
Exactly.
Why not?
I think that's a genius idea. I didn't bring it up enough. I was busy at work when you said it, but like I think that's a great idea, dude. Be playing me the Crash.
The only
Bandicoot
thing was they
song.
just kept replaying that over and over.
They
They should have
should-
went through like other PlayStation stuff.
other Crash.
maybe they
others-
do
yeah.
like other times of the week, or
Yeah,
maybe they just
Yeah.
You gotta
True.
call
Like a
for the
daily
last-
rotation.
It's like a daily rotation. Interesting. They should do that.
you
Dude,
gotta
the
call in
worst-
Sony support every day.
Yo, I thought about calling them. I like to say, hey, you guys hiring? I would totally work for Sony. I already pretty much do what they do, but I would enjoy it a lot more because it's PlayStation and Sony support. I would
Probably bigger
Like, yo,
paycheck.
by the way, y'all hiring?
do as nice as shit. But like, man, I would totally work for Sony. That'd be cool.
The worst thing for my job, like my hold music is the music that's playing on my radio, like at work.
Yeah.
So when I have to call other stores and I get put on hold, I'm like listening on the radio and listening on the phone to the same fucking music, and I hate it, dude.
Oh, that would mess with me.
And I know it's such a small thing, but like music that's up here, like I can ignore. And I hear the same 15 songs every day because it's the same radio station, just plays every day. It's like
Yeah.
a CarMax radio station.
Mhm.
To like have it in your ears drives me fucking nuts. I'm just like, like it's just so pissy about like this minute little thing.
I've never
But-
really thought about it. Like, I haven't, for at least 3 months, have had to talk to anyone on the phone at work, and it's been great.
That's nice.
I
Yeah,
hate making
every day.
phone calls. I don't mind getting
I
them,
don't mind.
but I always had this like anxiety of having to make a phone call. Like if
Really?
I actually had to pick up the phone for a purpose, because I always feel like I'm going to screw
get
up
that.
what I say, or especially if it's sales related.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hated
I've been like doing custom like IT for like almost a year now, and
Mhm.
it's normally the first like 2 or 3 calls of the day is like the worst because I'm like, oh, I don't want
Yeah.
to get on the phone with some people, and then after like the first couple calls, I'm fine.
becomes
I'm good the
normal,
rest of the
yeah.
day. Yeah,
You're
but
right.
like for some reason, every day I'm just like, oh, I don't want to get on the phone with somebody right now or whatever. But I get through it.
Yeah, I used to have this
After
like
first
major
couple.
anxiety.
With
And I don't
coffee, I'm
get,
good.
I'm not anxious about a lot of things, but when it came to if I had to make a sales call, and I think the main reason was because I always felt like as a bank, my job isn't normally sales. Like most people don't think of banks as sales. They think of banks as like I'm just putting my money somewhere. So like
Yeah.
I always felt like when I called someone, although I knew that I actually had a purpose, like the purpose was to actually help someone with something, but I knew how it came across as very invasive and very,
Yeah.
salesy. It wasn't like you expect to get a sales call from like a car dealership or like I don't know, anywhere else that just sells stuff. But I
Yeah.
always felt like at a bank, I would call someone, and then if I said I was, Evan from whichever bank, they'd be like, "Yeah, like what's wrong? Like why are you
What do you
calling me?"
want?
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, nothing's wrong." Like and then and then they're just like, "Oh, well, it just I hated it. I always had this like,
I
So-
imagine because like you're already like putting them in an already state of mind where they're like, all right, what's wrong
Yeah.
or whatever. And it's hard to get them out of that to like listen to what you want to say type thing,
yeah." And I mean, the funny thing is like every time I called someone, and I honestly believed it, and I still believe it. Like if a bank's calling you for a sales purpose, usually there is an actual benefit to you, and there's not really much money to be made from the bank. I mean, like if they're selling you like a loan or something, and yeah, they're going to make money for it, but they're not going to sell it to you unless it actually benefits you, because no one's going to get a loan that they don't need. So
I would hate to work in sales.
I just think it's in human nature now to automatically detect when you're trying to be sold on something. And you're like, yeah, wait a minute.
I know it now.
It's something.
Like
You're trying to
like there'll be
sell me something.
Like if I'm going to buy something, like you said, Alex, earlier, where someone's like, well, hey, if you buy another game, it's 30% off. Like I'm just like, all right, con man, listen up. Like
you'd be at the drive through and they're like, for like 50 cents more, you can upgrade it. And I'm like, no, I don't want it.
No.
I have this thing now. Like I know when I'm being sold to, because I feel like people get this tone where most people aren't super confident, and like,
it's just a rehearsal, dude.
Do you guys avoid, like, if you're going into Walmart or something, do you avoid that like Comcast booth? Like, have you ever noticed?
I avoid talking to having unnecessary conversations at all times, pretty much.
I always like walk, and I hate when I'm alone, because like if I have the kids or something, it's like, oh, they don't want to mess with someone that's dealing with kids. But when I'm alone, it's like, oh no, I'm vulnerable. I'm a middle or not.
I normally feel better if I'm with somebody.
I just say no.
But yeah, if I'm by myself, I definitely like.
All right, I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm not good at that. See, I'm terrible at telling people no, and terrible at like getting out of a conversation.
I don't even know this guy.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
I'm like, nah, bro, I'm just trying to get some milk. Out of here.
I end up signing up for freaking Xfinity.
While I was talking about them trying to like upsell you on things, and it just reminded me of just a quick tidbit. I always feel bad, like when you go into Giant, I'm sure other places do it, but like, when they ask you, do you want to round up to the nearest dollar and donate whatever it is to like whatever fund? I always do that, which is fine.
Yeah, rounding up to a dollar. Yeah, that's no big deal.
It's fine. But I go in and I pretty much get the same. I get 2 chicken salad sandwiches and a pasta salad, and it fucking comes out to like, it's like $9.96 every time, and so I'm like just like donating like 3 cents each, and I don't know why I feel bad, but I'm just like, this is so like minuscule.
Can I give more?
Can I give more?
Do I have the option to give more?
I feel like it's such like a slap in the face. Like, here's 3 cents. Take it. Well, like,
I enjoy my 2 sandwiches and my macaroni.
Yeah, I have no problem denying it on the keypad when it asks you or whatever, but like when you're checking out somewhere and the person asks you like, hey, do you want to, it's harder for me to say no.
Would you like to help the children?
Say no.
Would you like to help these poor starving children that have nothing to eat and they're covered in flies? And I'm like, oh, what? No. What?
Would you like to be a hero to some young child and save their lives?
Arby's drives me nuts, dude, because they ask you, they're like, we give $1 for, save the no child hungry, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they give you a coupon for shit off. And I'm like, what the fuck is the point of a charitable donation if you're just going to give me a coupon worth the same amount of things? You just donated it. You as a company, you made all these coupons. You were willing to lose all these dollars for every person that donated $1.
Was it Arby's?
It's Arby's. Damn, man.
They got a house full of roast beef. They could feed some starving children.
My thought process is
got warehouses full of roast beef.
So they got warehouses full of roast beef. They would feed them children.
They're already losing $1 in all these sandwiches. They're giving me these coupons to get $1 off, plus the money it costs to print these coupons. Just make the fucking roast beef $1 fucking cheaper.
Just send the roast beef.
A half-pound big beef and cheddar to a starving kid. That's going to be the best meal he's ever had in his life.
Bro, beef and cheddar is one of the best meals I've ever had in my life. Shit. Shit is good.
I'm gonna beef and cheddar tomorrow. And I'll donate
I had to say
and
that
I'm
shit.
donating that $1.
And I'll donate that $1. But I never
tell them, send a big beef and cheddar to one of them starving kids for me.
My God.
I have some curlies.
I'm pretty it just, I don't know, it just drives me nuts because I'm pretty charitable. Not like I seek it, but like when I go to like toy stores and they're like, oh, you buy a teddy bear, we'll give it to, you know, like
Yeah.
whatever, you know, I usually do that stuff if I have the money. But I don't, the Arby's one just rubs me the wrong because they give you the coupon. I'm just like, why? Like,
Yeah.
like this, to me, that is the biggest tax write-off ever. Like they're only partnering with this charity, No Kid Hungry, for a fucking tax write-off.
But you know what I was thinking about tax write-off wise? I know this is kind of similar. Like I was like, can I get my electric bill and my internet bill written off now that I work from home?
Percentage, you absolutely.
Yeah, you can get a percentage of it. I'm pretty sure.
I was like, I need to look into that shit.
The thing is, Vernon, that you'd probably have to be like, most people qualify for the standard deduction. That's, I think, where the big problem is. Like, you'd have to, your deductions would have to cost more than like the $12,000 that the standard deduction is.
Ah, shit. Okay.
So,
well,
I think for your,
I'm not a business or nothing. You know what I mean?
I don't know about tax, but I mean, when it comes to bill, I'm pretty sure you get like Wi-Fi would give you a like your like network would give you a discount because you work
you'd
from
have to
home.
call them. They might.
Yeah, you look into all that shit,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
Dude, you
like
should just call them
the actual
anyway.
like Xfinity, they should like have some type of discount.
Like a business
Cable
discount.
companies
Yeah.
all the time. You should just call them and be like, yeah, I got an
cancel.
offer in the mail for whoever. They said they're going to give me $10 cheaper than you. They'll give you $20 off. I guarantee.
You're talking
it.
about cell phone, they do the same thing.
Mhm.
Yep,
That happened
I'm
to me with
about to
CenturyLink. That's
fucking
why I'm still
game
with
the
them.
whole system, bro. I'm
bro.
about to game them all. I'm
Not
kidding.
listen.
No,
not
do
everyone
it.
does that.
I'm
One
just-
That's
time-
what it's there for.
When I was first got moved in here, I bought a couch and I was gonna game the system because they were late. They were like a month late on delivering my couch,
A month.
and I called them and I was.
Oh,
just
I'd
like,
be mad.
And I was.
You got grounds though.
I was mad, and I'm just like in my head. I was like, I'm gonna threaten to return this thing. They're gonna offer me something, and I was like, I'm returning it. And she's like, okay. And I was like, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come in. And she's like, okay, we're here till 6. We'll see you then. And I was like,
Wow, she called your bluff.
yeah, like I ain't returning this.
It made you feel small.
Damn.
You know what? I'm gonna return.
The
All
one
right.
I
time
didn't
Alex
expect
stands
that.
up for himself. She's
We don't
like,
care.
okay, do it.
I knew
Do
Marissa, she didn't want me to return it either. She
Bring
wanted
that couch back to us.
Well, we didn't
You ever
have
do-
it. I was just like, I'm gonna return it. I'm gonna go somewhere else. She's like, okay, whatever you want to do, sir.
Oh man.
She's like, I don't get paid
Bitch.
enough to deal with this. Go ahead, do it.
Go ahead.
I'm not giving you a discount.
I wasn't yelling at her. I'm not
Yeah.
like, and I didn't even ask for a discount. You know what I did ask? I asked that you had to pay extra for Saturday shipping, and I work Monday through Friday, so I was like, listen, I work Monday through Friday. I've already taken days off that you said was going to be delivered, and it wasn't. Can you guys give me Saturday shipping for free? And she was like, no, I can't do that.
God.
She was hardball, dude.
What
She
company
was,
was this?
Value City, dude.
I'm never
Oh,
going there.
Yeah.
They
She
lost
was
the
so
squad
Value
business.
City.
No way,
damn.
man. I think you should ask for that lady, dude. She was like, if you think it from a business standpoint, she was hardball. She
was
knew.
the person you wanted to have working for
She
you.
was like,
She knew who she was
I hate
talking
giving.
to.
I hate giving bad news.
yeah,
Or
man.
like
Yeah.
even working in IT and even over the phone, even if I'm not face to face, whenever I'm like faced with a problem and I have to give bad news, I hate it. I'm like,
Oh.
oh my god.
I told
like,
you
everyone
guys
gets
a
nervous.
story at the bank where I told the guy, like, he was a dick and he had like
Telling us.
8
Yeah, I
overdraft
remember you
fees. I think I
saying
told you
that.
about this. And I
Yeah.
did something, like, I offered him way more than I was allowed to. And he's
Yeah.
just like, I don't think that's acceptable. And I'm
I've
like,
been
dude, I gave you my limit. Like,
my thing and working in the service industry for so long, like, cause like my job is just like try to help customers. I'm fucking cold now, dude. I have no like, and it's a shame that the few poor have ruined it for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like I have no empathy towards anybody because so many people have tried to fuck me over and
yeah.
be, like give me some bullshit reason, some bullshit
Yeah.
excuse. So like I don't want to
Yeah.
hear any of it. Like
Yeah,
I'm
it
so
depends. If
by
they're
the
being like
book.
an asshole, I've been in the position before where the person's being a dick like a couple times, and they're just like, I'm telling them like, this is like company policy. This is why it's here. You're doing like whatever you're doing incorrectly, and they're like, I want to speak to a manager or like a supervisor, and I'm like, they're gonna tell you the same exact thing I'm telling you,
Yeah.
and they're like, all right, I want to speak to them. I'm like, all right, go ahead.
Alright.
I'm like, hey, they're gonna tell you the same exact thing I want to tell you. Just letting
Yeah.
you know.
Like I am the manager, bitch.
I can't say that. But like, I'm support you. You're not gonna be happy after
Yeah,
you
can't
talk
say
to the
that.
manager either.
You ever watch Dave Chappelle? I am the manager, bitch.
Yeah,
No,
that's what it-
I hated
just-
dealing with people, man. Like
I don't know, man. It's a
Yeah.
shame though, because one of my favorite parts of my job when I first started was like that I got to help people, and just like I've lost it, dude.
Yeah, but
That's what I
then
was gonna
like
say.
then you end up dealing with people's shit because you become that like person that people respect and they
yeah.
go to, and then you
Yeah.
end up
It's
you
not respect.
attract the
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know
It's
the
not
best way to put
respect,
it.
dude. It's people just trying to. And listen, I understand everybody's trying to get something out of life. That's
Yeah.
fucking the world
Yeah.
we live in. But like, no, like I'm a goddamn business. Like I
Yeah.
hate when people come and they buy cars and they're like, wait, why don't I have new brakes? Because you bought a fucking used car. That's why it doesn't have new brakes on it. Because you came to CarMax, the #1 used car dealership in the world, and it doesn't have new brakes. That's why. Like,
Yeah.
They're
the fuck
used.
you
Everything
talking
on the
about?
car is used.
He's like, oh well, I have a paint defect. Yeah, the car's 6 years old. I bet, probably. Like,
Yeah.
the fuck you mean?
Wherever
paint
I'm at,
defect.
they're like, why didn't I get it like delivered this way? And I'm like, well, you had your form filled out wrong.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's right on this. And I was like, yeah, but they don't look at this. They look at this. And you
Yeah.
had that filled out wrong. And they're like, can you make an exception? I'm like, if we made exception for you, we
Yeah,
have to
that
make
makes sense.
exception for the other 20 people that call in today with the same issue because
Yeah.
they messed up the same problem.
Like, dude,
I'm
I have
sorry,
4
can't
people
do
on
it.
hold right now who have the same issue.
I can't
no.
do it.
No.
Fill it out right next time. And then
Yeah.
we'll have no problem.
Oh, I'm with you, man.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was with like the overdraft fees, man. Like
Oh,
I
man.
hate overdraft fees. I think they're bullshit.
I agree.
But
I just
it's
work
part of the
business.
system, and if
It's a
you just
business.
didn't keep track of your money, you know, like
It's a fucking business.
I
And
gotta
trust me,
save that.
all of us here have paid overdraft fees.
Yeah.
We've all
Yeah.
bought that
I
$25 soda, dude. It's happened. We've all
It's
done
happened.
it, you know. Like, it's fucking
Dude, it's-
happened, you know.
It's just like because if I make that exception for everyone that does that, like then when that like you know that person that is really having that hard day and really didn't deserve that fee or really could use it back, then I can't give it to them because I
Yeah.
wasted it.
I've done it 15 times, you
Yeah,
know.
it
just-
I'm- and
Oh, I hate-
unfortunately, man,
hate bad
this-
news.
America has this culture of the customer is always right, and that's what it's devolved into. Like, everybody's trying to get something on everybody. Like,
Yeah.
there's not just these set of rules that people follow, and that's how it should be. Like, this is what you've signed on for. This is the rules, you know. And I don't know, man. I'm like that. People are like talking about bringing barter system back. I'm like, fuck that, dude. I don't want to barter with anybody. Just tell me how much it is, and I'll
Yeah,
pay for it.
that's-
Yeah.
If
It's the
I
same
think
way
it's too
with like
expensive,
tipping.
I won't buy it. Like,
I
that's
feel
it.
like tipping is like I think you know if you
Out.
did an exceptional job, I'd give you extra money. But like I feel like
Yeah.
the whole culture that we have, like we're gonna pay people shit, and then
That's bullshit.
we'll
The
pay the
only
extra wages
benefit
if they
of a
did a good
barter
enough
system
job. Like no,
is
if they
if you're
don't do a good
selling
enough job, they won't have a job. Like they'll just get fired. Like that's how my job works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't-
Dude, I think all wages should go up for servers and shit,
Yeah.
and a gratuity can be added into the bill. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm cool with that. Like,
Keep-
just
yeah,
tell me
keep
what I
it,
owe, and
but-
here you go. Yeah,
Like-
make my fucking hamburger $1 more expensive. I'll be fine. Like, I'll make it. You know.
The only
Mine
benefit of the
double's
barter
gonna be
system-
$250 instead of $229.
Uh,
The only benefit of the barter system is if you're the seller and
exactly.
someone's acting like an asshole, you could up that price on them real
Yeah.
quick. You're like, oh, you want to be a dick now? Okay, it's $8 now. What you think for that soda?
Dude, the only benefit of the barter system is for the customer, unfortunately, because like they're gonna talk you down.
Mhm.
You know, like that's
Yeah,
what's gonna happen.
that's what they're trying
as
to
a
do.
business.
Well, like you just
And-
said, everyone's trying to get something for themselves. It's going to
Yeah.
be amplified a billion times if we had the barter system because everyone's trying to make a buck. Like,
I'm not like I disagree with capitalism, but I mean there is some things that are good with it. And trust me, companies need to make money. Like no company is there to not make money. And if they were, they're going broke soon, you know? Like if they're just there to help the customer and that's all they're there to do. And I get it. I hope companies have a
then
good
you're a
heart,
nonprofit.
but you're like
Yeah.
it's still a company. They have people to pay. They have like corporations, you know,
Yeah.
like it's a company, you know, like I don't know, man. And it's a fine line. That's a hard,
Yeah, it's a super fine line because then now we're in this culture though with like
sure.
CEOs
Again,
making
with you,
with
billions
it.
of dollars.
You know, it does take a specific person to run a company. Like, I don't think anyone is disagreeing with the fact that like not everyone can run a company and run it efficiently, because I sure as hell probably couldn't. But I mean,
listen, I get it.
If you had the same degrees that they did, you would be able to, though. You know what I mean? If you had the same schooling, that's, you know what I mean? Like that. So
Jeff Bezos didn't come from schooling, man. And
that's true. That's true.
And listen, everybody's like, he's so too rich. Everybody uses Amazon. Everybody in the fucking United States.
Amazon's not going anywhere.
99%. Like, yeah, the dude should be one of the richest people. He made one of the biggest companies in the world.
Amazon's going to turn into Skynet.
Dude, they're making a fucking MMO that I'm going to play. I'm actually kind of excited
for
it.
They canceled it.
You get to play as Jeff Bezos?
Oh, I hope so. That's going
to
be
my
first.
Can I just play as myself and I'll just drive an order picker virtually?
No, I think that is the MMO. That's what...
You're working in an Amazon warehouse.
You are the MMO.
Lord of the Rings one?
You get caught trying to
No. They're making
join a union, you're fired.
Okay. I don't know. Well, last time I heard.
Failed game.
I'm totally convinced that's why we just got a raise at Amazon, because of all the union stuff. They did this whole like raise, like pay restructure across the board, and there's actually some buildings. There's still people that were making only $15 an hour, which was the baseline. Some people only went up to like $15.50, but our area, because of all the warehouses around, we're actually bumped up a decent bit. There's actually people that are tier 1, like doing what I'm doing, if they've been there 3 years or more, that are making more than actual managers, not like assistants or anything, like the actual managers, like people are making more because of the way they've tiered these pay structures. Yeah. Like at 2 years, I'll be making over $20 an hour.
Oh yeah,
damn!
Like just for like that, it's crazy. But UPS right now is starting people at like $22 an hour.
You work there, Evan.
But I think they're only part time. So
bullshit.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to pay for health insurance. So
man.
Damn.
Yeah,
all right. I gotta go though. We gotta wrap it up.
That was a great episode, guys. Seriously.
Yeah, good episode.
I got a good topic for next week. So
all right.
I'll let you guys know like midway through the week, and you guys can stew on it. But
let's do.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for tuning in. I definitely will upload this episode on time this week.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay tuned for this week's episode of Squad Pod Sports, which already would have came out. So stay tuned for next week's episode of Squad Pod Sports.
It's done, edited, and ready to go.
I might join you guys next week. I'd like to talk about the NBA playoffs.
Hell yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Love to have you.
Squad night, we will hopefully be playing GTFO, right?
Yes.
So
yeah.
Hopefully my computer can stream it. As long as we can stream it, we will be good to go for that. So stay tuned for that. They
gave me my refund.
Oh, they gave me mine. They gave you yours?
Yep. I didn't look.
They gave me mine too.
And before I get off with you guys, the Lakers are up by 6 points right now, baby. Let's go!
I'm watching it, man.
Oh my god. But yeah, so yeah, stay tuned for all of that. Hopefully me and Wyatt get this audio trip review recorded.
Yeah.
Might not be for this Wednesday. So hopefully for next week something will be there for that. So
absolutely.
So hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, both Twitters. What else are we on? YouTube, all the other stuff. Like it all. Stay tuned for more. Peace out.
See you later,
guys.
Peace.